world's best shave, guaranteed. Now with a red-hot new look. Test drive one today. Mach 3 Turbo Champion from Gillette.
How does it spread? Is it airborne?
Airborne is a possibility.
Is this an international health hazard or a military concern?
Both.
Are these things alive or dead?
We don't know.
Dawn of the Dead. Rated R. Starts March 19th.
Unsurpassed engineering, unparalleled technology. Champion, Mach 3 Turbo Champion. The world's best shave, guaranteed. Now with a red-hot new look. Test drive one today. Mach 3 Turbo Champion from Gillette.
Last week on Dream Job.
You flubbed a lot of lines out there. You had a rough go.
This is Sports Center. It's not Seinfeld.
First to go was Quiggs, then Lori. This week, 2 more will be cut. Dream Job, Sunday at 10 on ESPN. Who will be cut next?
Don't make your picks without watching ESPN on Selection Sunday. Chris, Digger, and Dickie V break down the big dance.
I love this action. I'm going for it.
Bracketology, Sunday at 7 on ESPN.
You will not believe what's happening in Madison Square Garden. Notre Dame's lead had been cut to 3 against West Virginia. And check out the coach's kid, Patrick Feline from deep. West Virginia's taking the lead, about 20 to go, guys.
The Mountaineers of West Virginia, how about that? Very interesting. Tyler Azzarelli, our star tonight. Missed only 2 shots. He has been outstanding. Here's Hamilton back in the game, playing with 4 fouls. And he's fouled there by Rich Pittman.
Well, Hamilton, normally a great scorer, averages 17 points, the leading scorer and rebounder for this team. Not very much involved tonight at the offensive end, and they're still winning big time in a championship environment. That speaks volumes about the depth of this team and the performance of that young man, Tyler Azzarelli. Blake Hamilton, only a junior. Azzarelli, only a sophomore.
Hamilton at the line for the season at 76%. Had an outstanding year. 7th in the conference in scoring, 12th in free throws, 8th in rebounds, and 11th in defensive rebounds.
When you win a championship and your best player is not at his best, that has good meaning.
Jarrett's been quiet tonight. Jefferson back in the game. Harassed down low, and a foul on Kaplan.
I believe it's going to be before.
Oh, no question. So Kaplan, for Tommy, picks up his second. Azzarelli out, and back in Chris Kenny. We'll put Pittman at the line. He's a 55% free throw shooter. State of New Jersey, 157. That's pretty good representation in the NCAA tournament. First free throw is good. Princeton's in as champions of the Ivy League. They don't have a tournament. Seton Hall has played an outstanding season. Fairleigh Dickinson thought it would be here, but had that last-second shot by Chiara.
I have a question for you, Dave. Is Princeton running the Princeton offense?
Well, how much does John Thompson III run? I mean, how much of the playbook has he kept from Pete Carell?
I think he's got plenty of it, but I was kidding. You know, there are more people running the Princeton offense than I think they're running it more than Princeton is running it, actually. We refer to it as the Princeton offense. It means a 2-guard front with a high post and lots of backdoor possibilities.
Championship week continuing, presented by 7-Up. Continues later on tonight. Games on ESPN and ESPN2. 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Villanova takes on Seton Hall, first round Big East Championship. Following the conclusion of this game, here on ESPN2, Northern Arizona and Eastern Washington meet in the Big Sky Championship. Championship week presented by 7-Up on ESPN and ESPN2. Chris Kenny, been solid tonight.
Their 3rd leading scorer at almost 8 points per game.
This championship week presented by 7-Up, the Northeast Conference Championship. Central Connecticut State, the 7th seed, trailing the 1 seed, Monmouth. It's been Monmouth right out of the gate, and the Hawks with a .42 left on the clock, lead by 13. Kaplan picks up his 3rd foul, 2nd in the last minute. Just the 15th foul.
More fouls in the last 2 minutes than we had the entire game. That's why this game went so fast. As you mentioned, very experienced coach, Dave Calloway. Also an outstanding player at Monmouth. Both of these coaches played for the schools they are now leading.
But Monmouth, 4 of 5, just 5 free throws tonight for Central Connecticut. That's foul shot number 13. They've made 8. So Tierra out. Pittman just scored his 14th point. And Lenny Jefferson is back in.
They'd like to have Kaplan handle the basketball. Excellent free throw shooter. We mentioned earlier, his dad led the nation in free throw shooting in 1970 at 93%. Tom, 84% for the season for the Monmouth Hawks.
Played in the title game 3 years ago. Father must have been a heck of a player. When I was talking to Dave Calloway yesterday, he was saying his dad was the Larry Bird of Israel during his day.
Played for many years professionally there. Was also a very good rebounder.
First point for Tom. So he's now 14.
Must be in the jeans.
No question about it. He's 14 of 33. Check that. That's at the free throw line. 84%. Good three-point shooter. 12 of 31. Kaplan, pretty good shooter. Doesn't get a lot of time. Here's Mojica. Out and in with 3. A minute and a half to go. 8 points for him.
Desperation time right now. Central Connecticut trying to get after it, getting the athletes in the game, trying to full court pressure. The clock, obviously their enemy, down 11. Desperate situation, but they've done a great job beating the number 2 and the number 3 seed. Howie Dickenman's crew coming into this game. Never in the history of the NEC has a team beaten the number 1, 2, and 3 seeds. So they were up against that historical monument in this one.
A lot of long faces over there. Ball club that came in first in scoring margin, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. Had a great year.
They did have a great year, but they are going to lose their best player, Robinson, a senior.
Can't say enough about the defense of the Monmouth Ball Club, which has been a dominant defense over the last dozen years or so. And they have limited Robinson to 14 shots. He's got 12 points.
Well, they limited everybody else also. Mojica getting a lot of these baskets very, very close to the end of the game, but 10 points, anything can happen.
Mojica with 11. He's now made 3 from long range. He's 3 out of 6. So 10 points the deficit right now with 78 ticks on the clock. Dave Calloway getting after Byfield just a little bit. All about extending that defense and guarding the man, right?
Absolutely. And the other thing is, from an offensive viewpoint, you want to inbound to the guys who are your best free throw shooters, knowing they will be fouled immediately. Oddly enough, Tyler Azzarelli, who's been sort of our player of the game, only 50% from the free throw line. Kaplan made his last 2. Blake Hamilton, a good free throw shooter. 2 timeouts left for Central Connecticut. They can stop the clock that many times. Everybody's in the 2-shot foul situation.
Monmouth's got the arrow too.
Absolutely, and that's what you need. Tyler Azzarelli will bring the ball in back. No, Byfield's going to bring the ball in bounds. That surprises me a little bit. Azzarelli not a great free throw shooter on the season so far.
Came in to 16 of 32, Azzarelli at the line. Oh, stolen, Jefferson. Down low, Azzarelli gives the foul. He thought he had ball. Clock stops with 1:16 to go. Putting a little more intrigue. Matter of fact, a lot more intrigue in this game. They can get this to single digit. There's no quitting that man, that's for sure.
No doubt about that. And Monmouth very sloppy in their last couple of possessions.
I bet Dave's starting to boil inside now. I think it's starting to churn a little bit. Pittman, a 55% at the line. Back wins that one. On the night, he's 6 out of 10, 14 points.
Well, last time on this turnover, there were 10 players between the free throw line and the end line. That is not a lot of territory to cover when it's that boggled up. Maybe spread it a little bit more, send 2 guys long.
Oh, he missed them both. Byfield comes down with the board. Well, the window certainly was open for Central Connecticut State. My goodness. On the evening, Central Connecticut State 8 out of 15 at the line.
And that has been difficult for them. They are the worst free throw shooting team in the conference at 64% for the year. However, in their last 12 games, they've been 73%, and that's why they were 9-3. You bet. But they've reverted to their old form in this particular game and have not made free throws. That is the lament of most coaches after a loss.
Boy, it always comes back, doesn't it?
It does.
Monmouth number 2 to Robert Morris in free throw shooting on the season, 74th.
And Byfield very accurate at 76%.
7 points for Byfield. Central Connecticut needs some shots and makes.
And they need 4 guys on the board.
There's one, still alive. 1:05 to go. He's got his first bucket. It's an 8-point game.
Unbelievable. Shooting freely. Chiara is the guy you mentioned that made the 3 to get them to this game in the first place. The clock not running at all. Immediate fouls. Coach and player discussing situation. A good guy at the free throw line. Right here, you'll notice no Monmouth players on the line for fear of getting a foul on a miss. They do have an outstanding shooter up there in Kaplan. They wisely inbounded the ball to him twice.
Great rotation. Don't forget, right after our game, the Big Sky Championship game, Northern Arizona and Eastern Washington. Kaplan with a deuce, 10 points.
Shooters roll.
Kaplan's got 4 points. Minute to go here in the NEC Championship game.
Monmouth should switch every screen to keep pressure on the 3.
Chiara, air ball, taking out Pittman. He scores. And a timeout for Central Connecticut. Pittman with 16.
It's interesting in endgame situations when you have absolutely nothing to lose. It seems like you shoot better. The threes, there was a virtual lid over the basket for Central Connecticut early, and now they've made 3 in the last minute and a half.
Chiara, that was his first make. He's 1 of 6 from 3 as a team. Central Connecticut 6 of 18, 33%. Monmouth from deep, 3 for 15. More than 20%.
And they've got it done with backdoors and layups. That's how they got way, way ahead in this game. And you got to give Central Connecticut a great deal of credit. Coming back, it looked like this game was over. They've shown great heart and intensity late.
Central Connecticut's never let this big lead on the back of Tyler Azzarelli.
Well, moving without the ball, the calling card of this Monmouth team, Azzarelli did it with nifty, savvy kind of moves. Lots of easy layups, so you got to credit Azzarelli, but all his teammates as well. Anderson, it looked like they were closing the door at that point. Looked like the game was over, but great heart on the part of Central to get back in it. Dave Calloway diagramming what he would like on the inbounds play.
What would you run here?
Well, I would put just 2 guys in the backcourt with the inbounder, send 2 other guys long so you have more room to operate and inbound the basketball. Also, of course, you try to inbound the ball to a guy who can make free throws. See everybody between the free throw line and the end line? 10 players between the free throw line and the end line. That makes it extremely difficult.
Nobody outletting, right?
Exactly. Nobody's going long. Nobody dragging anybody out of the backcourt.
Championship week presented by 7-Up. It continues later on tonight with games on ESPN and ESPN2. 9 Eastern, Villanova taking on Seton Hall in the first round of the Big East Championship. And following the conclusion of this game right here in ESPN2, Northern Arizona and Eastern Washington, they meet in the Big Sky Championship. Championship week presented by 7-Up on ESPN and ESPN2. And the Big East Championship game, by the way, is available in high definition on ESPN HD.
Don't want you to run that way.
Change of strategy right here. 4 guys in a line straight ahead instead of spread out. 1 guy trying to go long. Inbounded to a good free throw shooter. Carries 76% from the stripe.
Mohika, the foul, stops the clock with 50.2 seconds to go.
They're doing a great job of keeping the clock in the game.
Right.
Chris, a good shooter. Christian Brothers Academy, not too far, right from here in Monmouth.
A high school teammate of Mr. Crail. Good three-point shooter. He's got 7 points tonight. Make it 8.
Also, assistant coach Jeff Billett sitting next to him as he comes off. A Christian Brothers product, and also played for me, was one of the 5 Big East rookies in his freshman year at Rutgers.
Mojica is the Chiara, clock winding down. Chiara hit another one. That's his second in the last minute. 7-point game. Chiara with 6. Oh, look out.
I think we got a pull down right here. I think Mojica pulled the shirt of the guy he was guarding, pulled him down on top of himself, and that was Azzarelli.
Clock again stops. Mojica.
Talk about headache time for both of these coaches. Dave Calloway right now looked like he had a comfortable cushion and ready to get his NCAA bid.
The lock was on it now.
And they are making it agonizing for him.
Azzarelli. We got the Big Sky Championship coming up right after our game. Azzarelli came in as just a 50% free throw shooter at 16 for 32. 1 out of 2 here. They need some makes. Need them quickly. Chiara got it by Kaplan. Jefferson under duress. Won't go. They keep it alive. They battle. Hamilton comes down with it.
That is a man-sized rebound right there by Hamilton. They're jacking threes and crashing the boards, which is what Central must do. And Hamilton back in the game, really clearing the boards on that one. And he is a good free throw shooter, not only in terms of 76%, but has taken 273 of them this year. Unbelievable. In one game against St. Francis of New York, Dave, he shot 18 of 21 from the free throw line. Nice looking shot.
That is major league productivity. For the 10-point lead, got it. He's got 10 on the night. Jefferson tips over his own feet. Azzarelli checks the clock. 20 seconds to go for Monmouth. Chiara. No, knocked away. Kaplan's got to cause a timeout. Did he get it? No, he was out of bounds with 13-8. Well, Monmouth Hawks closing in on an NCAA bid. They get it in the corner. Mojica, no. Kept alive, and that'll do it. Anderson's got it. Stopping the clock with 9.2 seconds to go. He can open up the bag and put that title in it right now.
Well, a deserving title indeed, Dave. This team is scrappy. They're smart. They play well together. Great team camaraderie with the group. This is what you play for.
They're peaking at the right time. That one drops for Anderson. It's going to be their 9th win in 12 games. 14, and Azzarelli with a big hug to his coach. Coaches, staff, teammates.
Big time game for that young man. Certainly his career game comes at the right time, and he will be around for 2 more seasons. And of course, Blake Hamilton, big time player as well, only a junior.
19 for Azzarelli, a career high. Should be the final possession right here. Deep 3, won't go. The clock winds down. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for the 3rd time. The Monmouth Hawks are champions of the Northeast Conference. All Our final score, Monmouth defeats Central Connecticut State 67-55 for Bob Wenzel. Our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dave Sims. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.